Hey everybody, this is Naturally Jenna, and today is the second edition of Motherhood Mondays. And today I'm going to be coming at you fast and furious because, well, it's Isaac's nap time, and I got to doze off for a few minutes of it, and that means that I got a little less time to do all the other stuff that I have going on. But I didn't want to miss out on this opportunity to share with you something really special that I came across. Let me pull the camera up a little bit. Something really special that I came across just at the beginning of the weekend, right? And it talks about fall being a second chance. You know, it's so typical and almost cliche that we will make New Year's resolutions right around New Year's Day, right? In January, we make our New Year's resolutions. We say, okay, this is it. I'm going to, you know, get in shape. I'm going to, you know, start a business, or I'm going to do this or do that, whatever it is. And then, as usually happens with New Year's resolution, those new habits tend to fall by the wayside. And it takes some time to kind of regroup and start back up. And fall is actually a great time to do that. I think about myself right up until Isaac was born, basically the day before he was born. I was really an avid exerciser. When around the time he was conceived, I was running 4 miles a day, and I was just super active, right? And then when I was, you know, with this humongous belly, I would walk for 1 to 2 miles a day, right? And I was just really active. So then when he was born, well, that really had to slow down. I really had to take care of myself. And I really wasn't in a hurry as far aesthetically. You know, looking at myself thinking, oh, I'm so fat. Because I breastfed, the weight just, you know, melted right off of me. But it really did take a while. It took about 18 months or so until I finally gathered the resolve to start working out. It's about November or so of last year that I started again, and I started back on my routine of getting up early every morning and hitting the track and just taking that time out for me to, you know, to treat myself well, to take care of my body, to have that alone time. And when I work out, I don't listen to music, at least not all the time. I listen to podcasts or books or things like that. So it's a really important time, and I had missed it, and now I'm so happy that I stuck with it. And again, it was like a fall resolution, right? And so I came across this article from Creation Health, and I shared it in several places. But it talks about, you know, that autumn, it's a time of renewal. It's a time to, you know, get going again. Even if we, you know, if there were some things that we had set out to do in the middle of the year but we didn't get to it, this is a great time to just dust off those resolutions and try to get at them again. Why is that? Well, one of the things that helps out a lot is that if you have older kids, they are back in school. The days are a bit shorter, so maybe everybody's going to bed a bit earlier, so forth like that. And so things are also in a better routine. One example of something that would be really good for us moms to work on is getting adequate sleep. Again, in the summer months, days are longer. Where I live, we don't have daylight savings time, but the difference of the time that the sun sets can be like an hour to an hour and a half. So that might not mean as much, especially compared to like in the northern United States, where, you know, it can be like a 3-hour difference, right? In the winter, the sun sets at 5:36, and then in the summer we're talking about 9 o'clock. So that's a really big difference. But at least thankfully where I live, the sun pretty much goes up and down at around the same time, give or take an hour and a half, depending on what time of year. But in this hemisphere anyway, we are having shorter days. That means the sun will set earlier. That means the kids and the whole family, actually, and this is something that I have been noticing in my own family, the whole family is ready to wind down much earlier in the day. And like last night was a great example. We all were out by 9 o'clock. We were all asleep. And so that's great because that allows mom to get adequate rest, especially the hours before midnight. They have twice the rejuvenating effects, right? So I got to get adequate sleep. I got up earlier, like a couple hours earlier than Isaac did. And I was able to have my alone time, and I got to work out and so forth. And so I still got to have just a very nice productive time, even though I went to sleep so early. You know, sometimes we think we're going to fool ourselves by staying up late to either catch up on work or just catch up on our, you know, favorite shows or something like that. But what happens is, you know, we might get something done, or we might not, we might fall asleep in the middle of the show. And then in the next day, we don't function as well because we missed out on getting that good quality sleep before midnight. So it actually pays off much bit higher to go to sleep early, get at least a couple of hours before midnight, and then you can wake up a little earlier if you need to, if you have a project that you need to work on or something like that. Get up a little bit earlier and you know, see to whatever it is that you want to do. And having that quality alone time, that is so important for moms. You know, like I was thinking to myself yesterday, I said, if I'm not careful, my face is gonna get frozen like this. Because Isaac does things, you know, like he's very strong-willed and he's really testing the limits, and so I'm like, you know, having this stern face, and I have to be careful with that. And that's one of the times that, you know, when I'm in my alone time, I can take time to reflect and kind of evaluate how am I doing as a mom, and seek for help from God to be a better mom. And specifically what I want to work on is having a sweeter face when I deal with him, because that's something that he's going to remember. That's something that's going to stay with him all of his life, the look on my face. So that's just one thing that I'm working on. So here's my encouragement and my tips for us mom. You remember all those tips that I shared with you last week about toddler sleep tips? Same thing applies for moms, right? Now, if you're a mom of a little baby that is still like feeding a lot at night, go easy on yourself. And it's true, sleep when the baby sleeps, because you want to have your wits about you when you're dealing with a small and needy child. And take advantage of nap time. If you are working outside the home, take the break that you need. And even a little 20-minute nap has an amazing rejuvenating effect. And it has a better effect than caffeine, because you actually get to rest your brain and you get to re-energize your body. Just 20 minutes. It doesn't need to be a long time. And I know it works for me. When I lay down to put Isaac to sleep, we like to cuddle together, and I'll nod off for about 20 minutes. But I wake up feeling so energized and so, you know, ready to tackle whatever comes next. So going to bed earlier, taking naps for mom as well, and having a nice sleep environment. You want a cool and dark room. You want to, if you have to get blackout curtains, go ahead and get them. Thankfully, again, fall is coming. We're gonna have, you know, longer nights and so forth. So we want to block any outside light, street lights, traffic lights, anything like that. We want to have a nice dark environment so that our body can produce melatonin. It's a sleep hormone. It has many protective health benefits, not just for sleep, right? And that's pretty much it, you know. And again, if you have a small child, just roll with it and work with it as best you can. If you decide to do sleep training or not, whatever it is your circumstances, but help yourself get the sleep that you need, because us moms, we need to take care of ourselves. We need to be our best so that we can give our best to these small human beings. So I hope you enjoyed this week's Motherhood Monday, and if you have any questions or topics that you want me to cover next time, make sure you leave them in the comments below. And before you leave, don't forget, if you're still Googling for your health, I need you to stop, and I want you to go take Health Print. Health Print is a 20-question questionnaire designed by scientists, physicians, and experts, nutritionists, that will guide you into making healthy lifestyle choices and find out what natural solutions will work for you. It takes the guesswork out of it and is super simple and easy to do. And then once you take the Health Print, I will give you, I will get in touch with you via email and we can talk about your results. So I look forward to chatting with you some more, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.